I attempted a cat eye just for you. You're welcome. Hi, my name is Lindsay, and this year I got a Disney pass. I had one growing up, and then up until like high school I stopped because like I got really busy, and then I had one freshman year of college, and then I got really busy again, and now that I don't have any more papers or extracurricular activities or friends, and I've like all the time in the world, I got a pass. So since I've been to Disneyland a lot as a kid and as an adult, I think I am an expert on this topic when I say there are lots of differences between going to Disneyland as a kid versus going to Disneyland as an adult, which is why I'm making this video for your viewing pleasure, unless you hate it. Maybe the best part about going to Disneyland as an adult is you can buy whatever you want and nobody really can question you about it. Like, nobody can tell you to stop doing it. People may judge you, but like, you can still go ahead and do that thing that you want to do. Your friends can't even judge you. They may even be jealous. Even after that $20 parking fee, yeah, it's real. If you still want to buy a shirt that says Mickey and Minnie for life, you're kind of rolling in dough. Kind of. You want a Dole Whip? Cool. You want a corn dog? Spectacular. Fantastic. An oversized Mickey plush toy that'll not fit in your apartment? Go for it. Also, you can buy whatever food you want because calories at Disneyland don't count because logic. Getting into a ride as an adult is always like kind of an adventure. You don't really know how it's always going to turn out because I am convinced that all these rides were made for children. I don't know if it's because I got older or taller or fat, but like I have a hard time fitting into like, you know, the Matterhorn bobsleds. That's always a struggle for me. Stuff like rides like Mr. Toad and Roger Rabbit where the car is supposed to fit 2 or 3 people fits me perfectly. Recently I got into a Matterhorn bobsled. I had bruises on my legs because like apparently I don't know how to function. Is it because I'm fat? Don't answer that question. Or maybe because Walt Disney designed the park specifically for children and then he just didn't tell anybody for marketing purposes, but also he wanted to amuse himself when he was alive and he could like walk around the park and he could like see like an adult climb into like a tea party or what's that thing? The thing that smokes in Alice in Wonderland. That thing? Watch him like sneak into one of those and then like the cans and then he just kind of like goes and then licks his ice cream. But the thing is, like, when you're an adult, you can't be freaked out by anything at Disneyland. You can't be more freaked out than any normal child on that same ride. If you are, that's embarrassing. Whereas if you're a kid, it's okay if you get scared, because then, you may get a Dole Whip out of it. Who knows? You might as well quit everything in life. Pack it up. Move back to the Midwest. Who knows? And then you're like always the last person to get off the ride. You have to like get all your stuff together because you're responsible. And then you have to like pull yourself up out of the thing. Like let's say for like Splash Mountain, for example, those logs, that is always a time to be had because it's really hard to kind of make sure you have all your stuff, that you don't lose your phone, but like also try to make sure you get out and then don't slip. And then make sure you get out unscathed. And then everyone's looking at you because they're like, what is your problem? What is your deal? Why don't you have your life together? Like Mr. Toad's Wild Ride. I could fit into like one car perfectly by myself. Maybe this ride was designed in like the 50s when like obesity was like unheard of. As kids, when you meet costume characters, it's really cute because you think they're real. And then you grow up and then you go to those same lines to meet those same people. And who knows, you could be taking a picture with some other kid in a costume that's like your age. And you're just both in college and trying to get by, but like you're going up to them and like kind of pretending they're real. I don't know, it's weird. Maybe that's just like a me thing because like I've never actually like stood in line for a character as an adult. Maybe I have this because I'm terrified of face characters. I don't know why. Because like I've had this fear since I was a child. I get really like nervous when I'm around them. Maybe it's because I can see their face. There are also rides that you cannot ride by yourself as an adult because you just kind of look a little suspicious. It's a Small World is one of them. Mad Sea. Basically anything in Fantasyland is like kind of like off limits, I think. But for the most part, people kind of like look at you and they're like, why are you here? Like, why are you on this ride by yourself as an adult? But I think like one benefit of being a kid at Disneyland is like if you're small enough, you can fit in a stroller and then your parents can just kind of push you around. Whereas an adult, you don't really have that option unless you have a medical condition. So then if you have to go on foot, you have to kind of like wave in and out of the crowd like Fast and Furious 16 or whatever number they're on, and like you're driving a Mercedes or like whatever car they drive. I don't know. I've never seen this movie. And then you have to deal with your feet acting like they just ran a 5K. Even after like a 10 or 15 minute break, or after you've been sitting and watching Frozen for an hour, your feet are, how they say, like the Jonas Brothers, burning up. That was not a good joke. Don't laugh at that. Also, parades. I usually think Disneyland parades are super cheesy. until I'm watching one for reals and I'm super into it. But then when you sit up in front, you kind of look like a jerk even though you saved that spot for like 4 hours, because there are other kids behind you who would love to see that parade, and maybe that's the only time they can ever see that parade. But you don't know that. And then people just kind of like passive aggressively judging you and like planning your ultimate demise. Also, the last thing about being an adult at Disneyland that's pretty cool is that you can have all the alcohol. Not all the alcohol, but you can have up to like 2 cups or 2 drinks or whatever, but like you can have alcohol and you can walk around the park with it. You can go to the Cove Bar thing at Paradise Pier. You can sit and have a little drink and watch the sunset. You kind of forget for like 30 minutes that you spent $20 on parking. Though, quick story, one time I was walking around the park with a friend and we were both carrying margaritas, and this one lady was like, "Are you old enough to drink that?" And I think she was trying to be like jovial, like friendly, but she came off as so crabby. It's a moment that confuses me in the moment and will confuse me for the rest of my life. So those are the main differences between being a kid and being an adult at Disneyland. Let me know if there's anything else you've experienced. I am here every Wednesday. You can check out my social media below. I just made a Facebook page. I got my life together and I'm gonna get that Facebook generation, and so that is down there. So go like that if you're still on Facebook. Who is, right? I am a lot. I will see you guys next time. Alright, bye.